I'm George Benson, President of the College of Charleston. Welcome to the Cistern Yard. I am particularly pleased to welcome the many family members and friends I see out here before us today, who are here today to celebrate the accomplishments of these terrific students. Thank you for being here. As you know, the College of Charleston has deep, rich history. It was founded in 1770 by a group of men that included 3 future signers of the Declaration of Independence, 3 future signers of the U.S. Constitution. We've been educating students on these hallowed grounds since 1785. The first true college commencement ceremony was in 1794. We begin today with our national anthem. By the way, the national anthem wasn't a part of this ceremony in the early years. It wasn't even composed until 1812, which of course is 18 years after our first commencement ceremony. We will be led today by Jonathan White. Jonathan's a senior voice major who will graduate in December. Jonathan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was terrific. I've warned Jonathan in the past, and I'll do it again now, that we may not let him graduate in December. Keep that boy around a while. You all should be proud of what you've accomplished here at the college. Our programs are rigorous. Our programs are demanding. Your efforts have earned you a very valuable degree, and it's my job to try to keep that value of that degree increasing year after year after year. I know you got to this point mostly on your own, but credit should also go to your families and your friends. That support system plays a critical role in the education process. We in the faculty know that. I would like the parents, the grandparents, the spouses, and other family and friends who are with us today to stand so that our students and our faculty can thank you for all that you've done. Each of you truly has made a unique contribution, and each one of you is a member of the College of Charleston family. Thank you for being here. I'm sure that at some point over the last several years, or perhaps this weekend, you took your friends and family around the campus of the College of Charleston and pointed out what exactly the College of Charleston is to you. But it's likely that you were pointing out some of the wrong things. The college is not Randolph Hall behind us, Addlestone Library, the Cistern Yard here where we sit, or any of the other buildings or grounds on campus. The college is its people, its students, its faculty, its staff, but especially its graduates. Our alumni have made a remarkable impact on the world. Each class that exits through Porter's Lodge faces its own unique set of challenges. Some graduates faced war, the Great Depression, or personal tragedies. Others were confronted by the technological and cultural transformations of the Industrial Revolution, or the struggle for civil rights, or the growing pains of the emerging global marketplace. It was not always the best of times, not always the worst of times, but it was their time. Since 1961, many of our graduates have answered the call to promote peace and well-being in communities far from home as members of the Peace Corps. This year, 25 College of Charleston students and alumni joined the 2008 class of Peace Corps volunteers. That's a single-year record for the college. Our commencement speaker, Ron Cheddar, director of the Peace Corps, will tell us more later about the involvement of our alumni in the Peace Corps. In similar fashion, many of you on the stage here today demonstrated your strong commitment to activism and humanitarianism in your time here at the college. This year, you raised over $100,000 in just 2 events, $42,000 at the Dance Marathon for MUSC's Children's Hospital. That's double the amount raised last year, and $60,000 for the Habitat for Humanity Blitz Build. You have had significant success with community service projects such as the MLK Challenge that helps our local community here in Charleston, and also the One campaign has raised public awareness about disease and global poverty. I can tell you that your work in these areas has been inspirational to all of us, and we thank you. As you leave this beautiful campus today and move on to graduate school or move on to a job, do so with the utmost confidence. The College of Charleston will always be with you. Moreover, you walk in the footsteps of giants. Robert Mills, class of 1800, architect of the Washington Monument. John C. Fremont, class of 1836, the great pathfinder, helped to open the western frontier, was the first senator from the state of California and the first Republican presidential candidate in the United States. Burnett Maybank, class of 1919, U.S. Senator from South Carolina and a pivotal force in our recovery from the Great Depression. Arthur Ravenel, class of 1950, U.S. Congressman and namesake of our beautiful new Cooper River Bridge. Jim Edwards, class of 1950, Governor of South Carolina, U.S. Secretary of Energy, and President of the Medical University of South Carolina. Glenn McConnell, class of 1969, President pro tem of the State Senate, and still blazing trails in the General Assembly. And Arlinda Locklear, class of 1973, the first Native American woman to appear before the U.S. Supreme Court, and she won her case. They were prepared to succeed and did. You are prepared to succeed and you will. Of course, you're moving out into an economy that's kind of on the weak side, a housing market that's in disarray, to say the least, an energy crisis that's affecting every single one of us sitting here on the cistern today, and a lingering war in Iraq. But we also have, overall, a strengthening global economy. We have promising biotech breakthroughs to look forward to, and a growing worldwide concern for protecting our environment. It's not the best of times, it's not the worst of times, but it's your time. When you finish here today, walk through that gate and change our world. I know you can do it. By the authority vested in me by the state of South Carolina and the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston, I now confer on H.B. Chip Limehouse III the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Limehouse.
I'm honored to present Ronald A. Cheddar, the 17th Director of the Peace Corps and a devoted leader in public service throughout the world. Ever since he first volunteered as a Peace Corps community health worker in Maharashtra, India, Cheddar has been committed to improving the lives of others, building cross-cultural understanding, and encouraging the spirit of volunteerism. Ronald A. Cheddar, we thank you for your ongoing leadership and your commitment to promoting global volunteerism and community service. We are privileged to present you as a candidate for an honorary degree for your outstanding service.
Ronald A. Cheddar, the College of Charleston is proud to honor you for your years of exceptional leadership in public service. In recognition of your distinguished career and your dedication to helping people around the globe and promoting the spirit of volunteerism, the College of Charleston is honored to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Ron Cheddar graduated from Bethel University in Minnesota in 1963. From 1966 to 68, he and his wife Nancy served as Peace Corps volunteers, working as community health workers and teaching family planning techniques in India. Upon their return, Dr. Cheddar began an exemplary 36-year career in the financial securities industry, working his way through broker and management positions and eventually becoming president of Dane Rauscher's private client group and later of D.A. Davidson and Company, the largest full-service investment firm in the northwestern United States. Dr. Cheddar became the 17th director of the Peace Corps in September 2006. As Peace Corps director, he has traveled around the globe observing volunteers work, attending Peace Corps anniversary events, and meeting with government officials in host countries. Dr. Cheddar has focused much of his efforts on recruitment and outreach. In so doing, he promotes and encourages and sustains the Peace Corps' mission and legacy of service to the world. It is my great pleasure to present our commencement speaker today, Dr. Ronald Cheddar. Ron?
Well, good afternoon. President Benson, Provost Jorgens, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, particularly parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, graduates of the College of Charleston, Class 2008. It's certainly an honor to be here today to participate in this momentous event. I was sharing with some of the faculty before coming in here the difference I feel on this university campus from others that I have been on. The ethos here is unique. You have a special ethos. You have a very special environment. And I'm also impressed with the outreach, the desire to serve that I sense from faculty, staff, and students that I have visited with. Certainly, congratulations are in order all around to the graduating class. You've overcome adversity, fear, fatigue, financial hardships, late night cram sessions, distractions, discouragements, encouragements, and here you are to receive that degree today. Certainly, all of the faculty, staff, professors of this university are to be congratulated again and thanked. This is one of the finest educations, graduates, you could have. You represent the best and the brightest of America, and these dedicated faculty, staff, administrators have done their part to help you achieve what you are achieving. Parents, I want to congratulate you. Being the parent of two sons who have graduated from university, I know what's going on in your minds today. A huge sigh of relief. No more checks to write for tuition, books, housing, other expenses. It's like getting a pay raise. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm here today to recognize these graduates, but also to thank this institution for the place you are creating for young people in the world today. The fact that over the years, this university has produced 133 returned Peace Corps volunteers already. The fact that 19 of them are currently serving around the world. But even more importantly, the fact that 25 of you have already signed up for the Peace Corps to come. I'm hoping that after today we can pick up a few more. The College of Charleston is the #1 producer of Peace Corps volunteers in the state of South Carolina. It's the #6 ranking producer of Peace Corps volunteers in the entire southeast quadrant of the United States. And so my very personal and sincere thank you and congratulations. It's clearly an honor to be here today to recognize these graduates. Nancy and I became Peace Corps volunteers shortly after our college careers. And shortly after that, we were already in the workaday world. We were watching TV one evening, and we saw this ad about this relatively new concept called the United States Peace Corps. And I'll never forget the tagline to that ad: "The toughest job you'll ever love." We somehow looked at each other, had never spoken about this before, and we said, you know what? That's what we ought to try and do. We can do this work thing forever, career thing forever. 6 months later, we found ourselves on an airplane on our way to India. Our 2 years in India as health volunteers impacted our lives, gave us insights to the lives of others, the cultures of others who were living in a developing country around the world, and the challenges that they were having. We were involved in helping them meet the needs of people less fortunate in so many different ways around the globe, and it opened our eyes to a whole new world out there. In fact, since our time as volunteers, we've always had a desire to serve others in whatever way we could around the world. You see, once you have done something so bold, so enriching, so all-encompassing, you realize that volunteering and giving to others is really a gift to yourselves. Our lives, and certainly our perspective, were changed forever. And that's what the Peace Corps is. It's a life-changing experience. Country after country, village after village, project after project, the College of Charleston is there, represented by the finest young people imaginable. You can be very proud. Now, I realize I've been talking about the past, talking about previous graduates of this fine school. So let's talk about the future. It was 1960 when a young senator from Massachusetts was traveling America campaigning to be president of the United States. John F. Kennedy, on his campaign, as most of these campaigns are, was running very late when he arrived at Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was actually going to go to bed. It was midnight. They said, "Mr. Senator, you can't. There are 10,000 students over at that university campus waiting for you." So he reached in for a little something extra and went over there. Spent 2 hours with these students from midnight to 2 a.m. Gave his little speech, but spent a lot of time talking one-on-one. Through that event that evening, the idea of the Peace Corps emerged. He became president and was inaugurated on January 20th of 1961, and on March 1st of 61, the Peace Corps Act was signed. I tell you all of that because I would like to read a quote from his announcement that day. As a part of his announcement on the Peace Corps, and I quote, Our Peace Corps is not designed as an instrument of diplomacy or propaganda or ideological conflict. It is designed to permit our people to exercise more fully their responsibilities in the great common cause of world development. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, 47 years later, through all of the world's events, the Peace Corps is flourishing. Volunteers are working in some of the most interesting, beautiful, and challenging places on the face of the earth, from the dense jungles of Latin America to the sand dunes of Mauritania, to the remote plains of Mongolia, to the islands of the Caribbean and the South Pacific. Americans of all ages and of all backgrounds are dedicating 2 years of their lives to making the world a better place to live. I can honestly say that this has been one of the most exciting and rewarding parts of my entire life. And that's the message, graduates, I want to leave with you today. As you prepare to enter into the real world, I want to challenge you to the ideal of servant leadership. You hold in your hands today a key to a very, very promising future. You are the ideal servant leaders of the future. That key is the diploma from this very fine institution, certifying that you will fulfill the rigorous requirements and earn a degree that will open up into a world of endless, endless possibilities. Some of those possibilities will bring great financial reward, while others will provide prestige, public recognition. I'd like to suggest, graduates, another possibility, something you can do as a very challenging prelude to that great career that you're going to embark upon, and that is serving others. Volunteering. I believe that is the greatest opportunity you can have. I will guarantee you that it will change your life. So as you contemplate what you will do following this grand graduation day, I want to challenge you to consider volunteering. Now, the Peace Corps is only one way. It's a great way, but there are many ways that you can give and help people in need. I know of nothing else beyond the training you now have that will prepare you for future living, like a couple of years in a remote village or 2 years with the poor and disadvantaged. And yes, I'll guarantee you it'll be the hardest 2 years of your life. That's why they say it's the toughest job you'll ever love. When President Kennedy, on his inauguration day, began to raise the subject of giving and volunteerism, and as he was concluding his talk, you all recall what he said. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. There's a second sentence to that quote that is not often quoted. I think it's even more important, and it's as follows. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Today, that challenge is more important than ever, and the Peace Corps is needed as never before. In fact, just over a week ago, our president, President Bush, at the White House, I was over there with a group of 33 brand new volunteers who were leaving the next morning for Guatemala. And our president was giving them a send-off, and I quote him in saying, "The Peace Corps is the best foreign policy America could possibly have, even though we are not foreign policy." Today, the tagline of our advertising campaign at the Peace Corps is both a challenge and a question. It's different than the toughest job you'll ever love, but I think it's even more important. It is, life is calling, graduates. How far will you go? And that's what I'd like to leave with you today, both a question and a challenge. But I would like to add just a little bit more to that by saying this. Life is calling. How far will you go to make a difference? As you begin this new journey in your life, keep in mind that success in the eyes of the world is really good. That's fine. But at the end of the day, what really matters is the difference you're going to make in the lives of others. So life is calling. How far will you go? God bless you, and God bless America.
Ron, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for the important work that you're doing for all of us and on behalf of all of us, and in fact, on behalf of everyone in the United States. Thank you.
At this afternoon's ceremony, we have 2 perfect 4.0 GPA graduates. Would each of you please stand as I call your name and remain standing until both names are called? Amy Madison Roden in chemistry from Augusta, Georgia. One thing about our graduates is they follow directions really well. James Austin Thomas in Business Administration from Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Congratulations. Tom Skierowski will make remarks on behalf of the senior class, and he will be followed by Whitney Hines with remarks on behalf of the student body.
Thank you, Dr. Jorgensen. It was actually a lot better that time. Trust me, that was great. It feels like deja vu here. But good afternoon, everybody. First off, I would like to thank all my constituents who voted me into office this year. Seeing as it was an uncontested election, I'm proud to say that at least 250 of you preferred me to the idea of absolutely no one. It makes me very proud. It's truly an honor. Thank you. That being said, I was a bit reluctant to speak in front of you all today, but eventually I got over that guilt and realized I may as well go on with it. But I didn't know where to start. I remember that in high school speech class, just like in any other high school speech class, my teacher recommended starting with an exciting quote. So I did what any kid in my situation would do and consulted the ultimate source of knowledge, Google. I Googled commencement quotes. It took me naturally to www.quotegarden.com. I found this quote from Richard Halliburton. "Just about a month from now, I'm set adrift with a diploma for a sail and lots of nerve for the oars." Touching, isn't it? Are we all ready to go now? Do we feel enlightened after sowing the magical seeds of the quote garden? Neither do I. Then I went on to the next quote, but I realized it was from a magician. And as a good friend once told me upon entering the college, there are two types of people in this world that you cannot trust: magicians and men in bow ties. And like I told the people in the morning, I didn't really realize when I wrote this speech that I would be wearing a bow tie right now. Nonetheless, I'm in quite the predicament, but I barely even trust myself right now, so anyway. But it was at this point that I realized my problem lied deeper than a simple search for a commencement quote. Far too often we try to tell our lives through so many of these arbitrary quotes, searching Google for inspiration when instead we should be finding it ourselves. We join social causes through Facebook and MySpace, maintaining a clear line of separation between ourselves and personal responsibility. We text message our friends on the phone when we just as well could call them or, maybe talk to them in person. But don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting abandoning technology completely because we have indeed gained so much. For instance, were it not for Wikipedia, I may have never known that I was about to quote someone who pays their bills pulling rabbits out of hats. The point is that our generation's potential lies in our ability to tread the very thin line between our use of technology and our reliance on it. If we can get past that, there are endless possibilities, and they all start today. So stop making Facebook friends and say hello to a stranger. Instead of Googling something, try to find the answer yourself. And remember, turn on your privacy settings on Facebook so your new boss doesn't see pictures of you doing keg stands. Thank you. I just have one more quick announcement to make. I'm pleased to announce that the class of 2008 has made a special gift to the college. A monetary contribution will be given to the fund that supports student scholarships, building improvements, and the reputation of our alma mater. Seniors made pledges in memory of or in honor of individuals that supported their education at the college. Our senior class has pledged over $33,738, the most ever by a senior class at the college. So far, though, only $7,505.25 has actually been collected, so we got a little work to do, so let's get moving, guys. But anyways, many thanks to everyone in the class who made a donation. We've really raised the bar for next year's senior class. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Members of the Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, guests, and fellow graduates. This year is an important one for the College of Charleston and our world. In 2007-2008, we acknowledged a presidential election season unlike any other in our nation's history, the bicentennial of the abolishment of the slave trade, the 40th anniversary of the desegregation of our college, and the accomplishments of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., 40 years after his death in 1968. The number 40 is often associated with the fulfillment of promises, and in 2008, we have the opportunity to fulfill our own promise as we enter into the next chapter of our lives. As the currents of destiny swirl around us, we cannot remain idle while the tide of complacency washes away the dreams of the men and women that came before. It is now our time to assume the mantle of leadership and create the world that we want our children to live in. Graduating beside us today may be a teacher, a scientist, or the future President of the United States. But if we are to succeed in creating positive change, we must not rely on a few to answer the charge. Within each of us lies the power to alter the course of history and light a candle in the darkness of poverty, inequity, and the protection of human rights. During my time at the College of Charleston, I have met students that do not simply think that they will change the world. They are changing the world. In the last 6 months alone, 23 of our students traveled to Kenya to construct an orphanage. Students led major environmental initiatives on campus. And as President Benson mentioned, our college community raised $60,000 to build a Habitat for Humanity house, and 350 of our students contributed $42,000 to MUSC Children's Hospital. When we entered the College of Charleston as freshmen, we passed under the Greek inscription, "Know thyself," on the gates of Porter's Lodge. As we pass under those same words today, perhaps we have come to know ourselves better in relation to how we might best serve others. Congratulations, class of 2008, on your significant achievements. And until we meet again, good luck.
Tom and Whitney, thank you very much. You both will be sorely missed in the College of Charleston.
Upon successful completion of all requirements, and with the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present the bachelor's degree candidates of 2008.
Assisting with the graduates from the School of Business and Economics will be Dean Robert Pitts. For the bachelor's degree in accounting, joining us will be Dr. William R. Kaprowski, chair of the department. Cedric Bass. Elliot D. Benator, magna cum laude. Jenna Teresa Blasi. Marielle Pinner Bratcher also meets requirements for business administration. Crystal Lynn Brown. Craig Ernst Brugler, cum laude. Zachary Stone Buchanan. Shauna Lynn Caparosi. Jennifer M. Carlson. Brandy Lynn Carmen also meets requirements for business administration. Jonathan Taylor Craps. Ryan Douglas Cummins, cum laude. Matthew William Curran. Shannon Elizabeth Dawsey. Aaron Michael Edwards. Marie Christine Farrell. Joanna Faye, cum laude. Jillian Elaine Flederman. Matthew Flynn. Amanda Michelle Foxworth. Erica Janae Frazier also meets requirements for business administration. Jennifer A. Gerard also meets requirements for business administration. Michael J. Harper, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. The honors certificates were awarded by Dr. John Newell, Dean of the Honors College, at a separate ceremony yesterday. Bryce J. Helfer. Edward Francis Hudak, cum laude, also meets requirements for mathematics. Andrew Livingston also meets requirements for business administration. Whitney E. Long. Caitlin Christine McCleary. Jordan Reeves, cum laude. Katie Lee Roach. Tyler Ruppel. Katie Michelle Stradling. Lawton Paul Stroud. Michael J. Swaden. Pa Ku Cheng. Monica Shira Weissman, cum laude, also meets requirements for international business. Quincy Lowe Waldee. John Richard Ward Jr., cum laude. Ashley Nicole Woodall, cum laude. Kendra Tamika Wright. For the bachelor's degree in business administration, joining us will be Dr. Kelly G. Shaver, chair of the department. Chelsea Alberts, Miles Harrison Alden Dunn, cum laude. Lauren Amanda Allen, magna cum laude. William Cornell Baird IV. Genevieve Berkner also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Robert H. Becker. Zachary Scott Berg. Elizabeth Bollier. Elizabeth Bischoffberger, cum laude. Sarah K. Bivens. Barry O. Blackman. Kristen Lauren Bond. Allegra M. Brantley Gitlin. Elizabeth Brown. Bernard Burke. Todd Harlan Burniford. Derek R. Caldwell. Shamika Denise Campbell. James R. Cantrell. The Brett J. Carter. Carrie T. Carver. The Gerald V. Castellano. Sir William Bradley Chapman. Megan Elizabeth Click. Melissa Sarah Cohen. Heather Michelle Collins. Charles Maloney Condon. Brooke E. Connolly also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Alexander Vornan Corbishley. Amanda Megan Crocker. Mark Joseph Cummings. Brianna N. Darnell, cum laude. Allison DePalma. Danielle Dara. Kimberly de Betancourt also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Aaron B. Delaney. Jonathan B. Dahl. Matthew Dickerber. Jennifer Lynn Dooley, magna cum laude. Crystal Victoria Edwards. Anna Earhart. Bethany Jane Ellis also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Lindsay R. Elrod also meets requirements for the Honors College. Charles M. Enterline. Anthony Raymond Esquith. Allison M. Everett. Michael Reed Exum. Ethan Joseph Farmer. Lauren Ferrugia. Wesley Joseph Fazenfeld. Price Tyler Ferraro. Jake Fiesler. Alan Edward Flaherty. Joseph Michael Floyd. Matthew Thomas Fox, cum laude, also meets requirements for accounting. Chelsea Lee Futterman, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Daniel Franklin Galley. Heather Marie Gant. Virginia Margaret Garbish. Allison E. Garrett, cum laude. Lauren Ann Gaylord. Graham H. Gerard. Mary Caroline Giddens. Robert Joseph Glantz. Courtney Glover. Jacob Stephen Goldberg also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Alyssa M. Gordon, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Mark P. Gordon. Amanda Elaine Gray. Adam Arthur Grinnell. Jennifer Lillian Gus. Christina Nancy Hahn. Daniel Graham Hall. Emily Kendall Hardwick, cum laude. Rochelle Joe Harvey also meets requirements for biology. Curtis Raymond Hembroff. Andrew Keith Hendricks. Caroline Hurin, cum laude, also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Matthew Stewart Holland. Robert J. Holmes. Melissa Nicole Hotchkiss. John Briggs Huddleston. Amanda Marie Huff also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Barbara Elizabeth Huss. Ashley Nicole James, cum laude. Beverly Jennings. Robert Allen Johnson, Jr. Allison Marie Jones. Joe Edward Joy. Kaylin Flynn Kerrigan. Jared A. Kilberg. Brittany Kimmel, cum laude. Shannon Lee Colmar, cum laude. Gregory H. Kramer. Rebecca L. Kutcher. Andrew Clemens Lang, cum laude, also meets requirements for mathematics. James S. Larimore. Christopher H. Lash. Elizabeth Lauder. Craig James Lawson. Palmer Leliette. Michael D. Leonard. Jeremy Daniel Lesh-Ragg. Jessica K. Levkoff. Sarah Linton, cum laude. Meredith Lindsay Lott. Kelly Ann Mannion also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Rory Michael Mann. Robert J. Markham. Brittany Lynn Marks. Caitlin Fox McArdle also meets requirements for biology. Gina Mathis, magna cum laude. Aaron M. McCauley. Jessica L. McConnell, summa cum laude. Ali Lauren McDonough. Kristen Elizabeth McKinney. Graham Talbot Miller. Leonard Mitchum. Sabra Mizell. Caitlin M. Morrissey. Pierre Moses. Russell Daniel Niller IV. Alexander J. Nichols. John W. Orenberger. Eric A. Nichols. Jessica Willie. Jacqueline Christine O'Keefe. John Garcel Osborne. Meredith L. Overman. Hillary Painter. Anthony Parker. Preston Niles Parrish. Jeffrey Swank. Catherine Skull. Stanton E. Stone, magna cum laude. Michael J. Phillips. Devin Patro, cum laude. Douglas Petrie. Rashonda T. Phillips. Stephanie A. Pianco, magna cum laude. Wynn G. Pearson. James B. Plummer. Claiborne Polil. Cameron Elizabeth Pollard. David Richard Pope. Noel Francis Pura Ragos. Meriwether K. Radel. Madeline Roush. Leonard Brendan Radioff. Elizabeth Ann Rennie. Catherine McCandlish Ritchie. Megan Lee Riddle. Adam Justin Ring. Benjamin Miller Rosen. Richard Burnett Ruddy. Kaylee A. Rubish also meets requirements for the Honors College. Allison Dawn Ruff. Carol Ryan. Jonathan Ryan Sacca. Katrina N. Sanders. Harrison Sapp also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Andrea L. Schlafer, cum laude. Philip Scalisi. Taylor William Scott. Kinsey L. Scroggs. Rachel Seelig, cum laude. Shania Safar. Paul Michael Sirio. Nathaniel Scott Setters, cum laude. Ole Sisselcroft. Courtney Skibby, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Megan Sloniker. Patrick Lee Smithson the 15th. Mark A. Solomon. Daniel E. Smith. Michael Stewart Spellman also meets requirements for economics. John C. Spradling. Courtney A. Stott. Brandon Sutherland. Charles Dalton Talbert. Amy D. Teft. Oliver Ross Thames. James Austin Thomas Top Honors. Benjamin L. Thompson. Charles Raymond Thompson III. Kathleen Elizabeth Thompson. Leslie Allison Thompson. Darren S. Toby. Jessica Margot Tuckman. Todd Rice Turcotte Jr. Davry Nicole Turner. Kristen Leanne Tutis. Brianna Elizabeth Ohm. Anne Christine Youthy, cum laude. Stephen Vogel. David Michael Wallace Jr. Ashley Addison Butler Walpole. Ashley Lauren Ward. Kimberly M. Ward. Rebecca Ann Warfield also meets requirements for hospitality and tourism management. Lauren Susan Wegman, cum laude. Catherine Ann Weatherford, cum laude. James C. Wellington. Marcus Salente White. Joshua Wilkerson Beanick. Alicia Danielle Williams. Brenna Lynn Wilson. Rachel L. Wilson, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Jonathan Robert Will Susan. Kelly M. Younger. For the bachelor's degree in economics, joining us will be Dr. J. Michael Morgan, chair of the department. Sarah Hart Black. Lauren Elizabeth Box. Brian C. Brennan. Colin P. Crofton. Daniel Ernst, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Alexis Gross, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for Spanish. Nicholas Ryan Jardine, cum laude. Aubrey Lindsay Kleiman. John Jefferson Nail. Scott Thomas Neslage. Elizabeth Osborne. Wilton A. Riggs. Samuel Nathan Soledar. Anthony Spears, Jr. William Storrs. Rebecca J. Walters, cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in hospitality and tourism management, joining us will be Dr. Stephen Litvin, representing the department. Christina Renee Altland also meets requirements for business administration. Diane Bader. Kendall Higgins Bennett. Meredith Caitlin Cataldo, cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Ali Brianna Cato also meets requirements for business administration. Jennifer Kathleen Cochran also meets requirements for business administration. Kyle William Davis, cum laude. Mike Day also meets requirements for business administration. Sarah Kathleen Donahue, cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Danielle Evelyn Duchesne. Corinne Epstein also meets requirements for business administration. Karene A. Estes also meets requirements for business administration. Joyce Yang Ming Feng also meets requirements for business administration. Josie Malillo Fitzwater also meets requirements for business administration. Leslie Rose Frondorf. Natalie Bryant Fulgham also meets requirements for business administration. Alexander F. Green also meets requirements for business administration. Anna Stanfield Grimes also meets requirements for business administration. Carl Barry Hauser, Jr. Christina Mary Jackson, cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Jenna Elaine Kennedy, Patrice Ann Kiley, Jacqueline Rose Kobless also meets requirements for business administration. Marianthe Kolkathis also meets requirements for business administration. Jared Langan, Catherine Mackey, Abigail Morin, cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Ashley N. Mayu, Lauren Lee McAfee, also meets requirements for business administration. Catherine June McDowell, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Justin Morris also meets requirements for business administration. Jacqueline Ann Owens also meets requirements for business administration. Michael Ryan Patterson also meets requirements for business administration. Emily Pritz. Catherine M. Ramza also meets requirements for business administration. Jessica Dale Reed. Catherine Elizabeth Rentschler, magna cum laude, also meets requirements for business administration. Carolyn Hamilton Roberts also meets requirements for business administration. Courtney B. Rosenberg also meets requirements for business administration. Jacob Matthew Sanders. Shayna Marie Santorini also meets requirements for business administration. Agnes E. Schmidt also meets requirements for business administration. Justin Skinner also meets requirements for business administration. Matthew R. Stupinos also meets requirements for business administration. Amanda Kathleen Thompson also meets requirements for business administration. Carly Verhey also meets requirements for business administration. Jennifer Warren. Rebecca M. Wheel. Derek William Ragg also meets requirements for business administration. For the bachelor's degree in international business, joining us will be Dr. Kent Gordon, chair of the department. Gordon. Corey Franklin Adams, magna cum laude. Ashley Anderson. Amanda Andrews. Karen T. Badham. Adrian Barnes also meets requirements for Spanish. Michael J. Behringer. Jacob B. Bivens. Molly Elizabeth Brandow. Michael Brombaker. Ciara Casbaro. Caroline Coe. Andrew Charles Correo. Stephanie Ann Kusanis. Elizabeth Ruth Dangle, magna cum laude. Kristen Malloy DeFino, cum laude. Brian Dunford. Elizabeth Ely Kelso, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Catherine Fleck, cum laude. Stephanie Nicole Fortin, cum laude. Matthew Brendan Foster also meets requirements for business administration, magna cum laude with Spanish minor. Benjamin Corey Frazier. Charles P. Gaskins III. Donald Ross Gale. Lauren E. Gibbons. Hugo Vanderveer Gilbert. Patrick Gotchis. Robert Gwynn. Amanda Renee Hammett. Cole Huggins. Brittany Kale, cum laude, also meets requirements for the Honors College. Brian D. Kaplan. Kelly W. Kirshner. Harriet E. Lee with a minor in Spanish. Jonathan Tillinghast Lincoln, cum laude. Kelly Eileen McCarthy. Carrie McLeod also meets requirements for Spanish. Kelly H. McGinty. Barbara G. McHenry. Michael Miller, cum laude. Claiborne Massey Miller. Tess Mostyn. Cassandra Jane Mully. Natalie Janice Mundy. Whitney Nelson, cum laude. Courtney Danielle Ness. Michael Orifice, cum laude. Rod Jefferson Pedrati. Douglas E.B. Phelps. Jeffrey A. Rentz. Evan Rootsong. Catherine A. Royal. Catherine Marie Roosbaum. Virginia R. Scott. Kevin J. Sexton. Mitchell B. Short. Fernanda Sitzman. Quincy L. Smith. Elizabeth L. Silver. Julia E. Southworth. Claire Elizabeth Trifoli. Adam J. Toombs. Ashley Nicole White also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Emily B. White, summa cum laude. Lauren Ashley Winoski, cum laude. Brandon K. Wise. Erin Elizabeth Wolford, cum laude.
Assisting with the graduates from the School of Education, Health, and Human Performance will be Dean Francis Welch. For the bachelor's degree in athletic training, joining us will be Dr. Thomas D. Langley, Chair of the Department. Caitlin Brown, cum laude, also meets the requirements for physical education. Ethan D. Berger also meets the requirements for physical education. Joshua D. Gray. Deborah Rochelle McEwen also meets requirements for physical education. Amanda Russell, summa cum laude. Shannon Ronell Shante Singleton, cum laude, also meets requirements for physical education. For the bachelor's degree in early childhood education, joining us will be Dr. Linda H. Fitzharris, Chair of the Department. Simone Nicole Avanos. Amber Amaya. Catherine Eve Anderson. Catherine's diploma is being presented by her uncle, Chip Maloney, former member of the Board of Trustees. Karen Antley, magna cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Black, magna cum laude. Abigail Brower. Lindsay Lee Brown. Kelsey Buchanan, summa cum laude. Ashley Catherine Carruthers, cum laude. Heather Rebecca Dale. Catherine Ann Davis, cum laude. Amber Nicole DePriest. Whitney Lane K. DeWitt, summa cum laude. Jordan Edgley. Latasha Renee Edwards. Kristen K. Ellis, cum laude. Brittany E. Garland, cum laude. Rachel Ann Garrett, cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Garner. Chelsea Marie Hebert, cum laude. Lauren Lindsay Hogue. Catherine Caroline Kynard, cum laude. Margaret M. Cramp, cum laude. Natalie Marie Lanter, magna cum laude. Christian Ashley Lewis. Pamela M. McLean, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Ashley Elizabeth McGraw, cum laude. Marielle Marleas Mateus. Catherine Montgomery, cum laude. Laura Marie Peel, cum laude. Kimberly Michelle Sigmund. Lauren Ashley Smalls, cum laude. Heather Ashton Smith, cum laude. Jane Moore Spears. Rachel Catherine Thomason. Marquita D. Warren. Madison Wheeler. Nicole R. Witt. Ashlyn Elizabeth Young. For the bachelor's degree in elementary education. Elizabeth M. Alford, cum laude. Carolyn Sidney Burrows. Lindsay Burris, cum laude. Michelle A. Davis. Catherine Delana Faulkner. Catherine Diane Ferguson, cum laude. Brittany Elizabeth Fieldson. Bonnie Nicole Fralix, cum laude. Emily Jane Frank, cum laude. Shayna Ashton Hooker. Rachel Catherine Kahn, magna cum laude. Rachel Kashner, magna cum laude. Susan Gail Kenny. Sharon Rose Luther, cum laude. Jessie Lee Mahaffey, summa cum laude. Kelly McDonald. Caitlin A. McDougall. Kimberly Ann Merrow, cum laude. Lindsay Brooke Metz, magna cum laude. Stephanie Mongerson. Christy Muller, cum laude. Jordan S. Ratliff, cum laude. Takia Latrell Rogers. Megan Adams Ruhlman, magna cum laude. Ashley Page Sargent. Katie Lauren Schwalbe. Melissa Aaron Swink, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for French. Latarsha Samuel Ukazim. Jennifer West, summa cum laude. Tara A. Williamson. Alexandra Yown. For the bachelor's degree in middle grades education. Sky Bacher. Jennifer Renee Burdett. Rebecca L. Davidson. Mary M. Douglas. Katie Dunn. Sarah Ashley Harris. David M. Holliday. Sarah Marie Kraus, cum laude. Anna M. Wade, magna cum laude. Lindsay Diane Westbury, cum laude. Teresa Denise Page. For the bachelor's degree in health and human performance, joining us will be Dr. Thomas D. Langley, chair of the department. Sarah D. Adams. David L. Emmons. Cornelia Shante Barmore. William Lewis Burkus III. Melody Berry. Kimberly Lynn Bevillard, magna cum laude. Fatima Tahara Blake. Charles Gillespie Boland. Daniel Edward Brigman. Clayton L. Broom. Akila Renee Brown. Larry Arnold Buchanan. Heather J. Clark. Claudia Lee Coker. Angela Michelle Coleman. Aaron Crawford. Tiffany Donnelly. Elizabeth Adams Dooley. Nathan Joseph Fusco. Melissa Gibson. Sarah Gossett. Anna Gray. April S. Green. Catherine Elizabeth Greenberg. Brittany Green. Patrick Edward Hastings. Emily Marie Hummel. Kelly S. Ingram. Roland H. Johnson. Jason Earl Jordan. Megan S. King. Jennifer Ann Knapp. Macy Lee Lewis. Virginia Grace Lewis, cum laude. Lisa M. Lyons. Caitlin A. Maloney. Allison M. Martin. Alec Michael Mathis. Piper J. McCord, summa cum laude. Leslie Ann Miley. Kelly Grant Moeller. Cassandra Margaret Morgan, magna cum laude. Brittany A. Owens, cum laude. Justin L. Pittman. Kathleen Anastasia Pollard, cum laude. Jason D. Rodriguez. Brooke Nicole Rowland, cum laude. Monica Lee Scott. Kristen Sigmund. Kelvin Smith Jr. Dana Danielle Truesdale. Megan L. Valapore, cum laude. Maria Anna Wersinger, summa cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Latrice Denitri White. For the bachelor's degree in special education, joining us will be Dr. Angela Cozart, chair of the department. Amanda Lee Burns, magna cum laude. Ashley Rebecca Cannon, cum laude. Jamie Elizabeth Cunningham. Krista Nicole Ely. Shelley Renee Jewell, magna cum laude. Sandra Oliver, cum laude. Nicole Marie Plekas, cum laude. Perry Elizabeth Stone. Corey Amanda Vasconcelos, cum laude, Honors College. Laura Catherine Watson, cum laude. Assisting with the graduates from the School of Sciences and Mathematics will be Dean Noreen E. Noonan. For the bachelor's degree in biology, joining us will be Dr. Alan Strand, chair of the department. Emily J. Salisbury's posthumous degree will be accepted by her parents, Howard and Patty Salisbury. John Garrett Astles. Christina Baxter. Matthew J. Blackburn. John M. Bloomingberg. George Wesley Brandstetter III, cum laude, Honors College. Christine Ann Cameron, magna cum laude, Honors College. Laura Kennedy Cameron. Amanda Cartmel. Abigail L. Case, Honors College. Claudia Aaron Castle. Anne Porche Chalmers, magna cum laude. Ashley Michelle Charlebois. Daphne Andrea Chianella. Joanne May Sinense. Sarah Trent Colbert. Megan L. Collier. Ashley Davis. Jessica Tristan Hope Drish, also meets requirements for Spanish. Jennifer Allison Duplessis. Aaron Euler, cum laude. Robert Mason Fernald. Kristen R. Fisher, also meets requirements for psychology. Leanne Danielle Fleming. Megan Elizabeth Flynn, cum laude. Joni Kamaya Ford. Kristen Ashley Forrest. William M. Forrester. Sarah Nicole Forsyth. Elizabeth B. Fowler, cum laude. Marnie L. Friedman. Laura Michelle Getz. Megan Elizabeth Gordon. Kristen Geneva Green. Kelly Marie Gray. Nicholas B. Hansford. Megan Inez Harding. Bronwyn Lee Harper. Alexander Harvin. Mary Catherine Gallivan Haynes. Jacob J. Herman, summa cum laude. Courtney Huring. Grace Hogan. Joseph A. Hudson, magna cum laude, Honors College. Theodore W. James. Justin David J. Katrina Marie Johnson. Keena Nicole Jordan, also meets requirements for religious studies. Sophie E. Katz, cum laude, Honors College. John William Kirshner. Garrick L. Claybor, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for biochemistry and chemistry, Honors College. David Alexander Krantz. Erica Teresa Kriegel. Sean Arthur Kuhn, cum laude. Carolyn A. Lamparelli, cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology, Honors College. Con Kim Fan Lee, cum laude. William Lemon. Jessica Allison Leslie. Mason Timothy Love. Ellen Meredith Mayer, magna cum laude. Alexis Marianis, summa cum laude. Sarah Ruth Marks, magna cum laude. Colin E. Marsh. Kristen Martin, cum laude. Matthew Benjamin McCumber. Megan McKinley, cum laude, Honors College. Colin Shepard McNair, cum laude. Jillian Michaud King. George Edward Miller III, cum laude. Thomas Edward Miller III. Christopher B. Minter. Margaret Eileen Morris, cum laude. Charity N. Munn. Erin Melissa Neely, also meets the requirements for anthropology. Anna Nell Newsom. Megan Julia O'Connell. Melanie Catherine Peeler, cum laude. Andrea Michelle Peterson, magna cum laude, Honors College. James Petit. J.L.E. Poole. Annalise Atia Maria Rahman, cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology, Honors College. Paul Raptu. Kimberly Lynn Ritz. Stuart Russ Richardson. Amanda Catherine Rollins. Catalina Romero, cum laude. Megan K. Ryan. Marquita Von Shea Scott. Christian Gannon Self. Megan M. Sexton, cum laude. Lauren Marie Shepler. Sana Siddiqui. Stacy A. Sigmund. Amy Singer, cum laude. Jessica M. Smith, magna cum laude, Honors College. Jameson P. Sneed. Catherine Margaret Stafford. Ashley E. Stover. Crystal M. Terry. Carrie Ann Thacker. Drew E. Tremaine. Rebecca M. Turnbull. Nicholas C. Vlahos. Kathleen Rebecca Wilkes, magna cum laude. David McCann Williams, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for German. Corana Bouvet Williamson. Megan Sarah Willoughby. David Winston Wilson. Louisa Young. For the bachelor's degree in biochemistry, joining us will be Dr. James P. Dever, chair of the department. Graduates receiving a degree in biochemistry also meet the requirements for chemistry. Brianna Baer, cum laude. Megan Ann Callanan. Sarah Casey. Reed Chamberlain, summa cum laude, Honors College. Christy Dawn Cox. Andrea Lynn Haynes, cum laude. Eric Vaughn Johnstone. Jane B.B. Jones. Matthew Kraus, cum laude, Honors College. Samuel S. McLaurin. Sierra Minus. Jamie Marie O'Connor, magna cum laude, Honors College. Stacy Timmons. Jessica Marie Trombetta, cum laude, Honors College. Annika Lee Washington, cum laude. Matthew Walker Williams. For the bachelor's degree in chemistry. Pamela Diane Brock. Emily Ann Klossner, cum laude, also meets the requirements for psychology and art history, Honors College. Anna Christine Dawsey, cum laude. Elizabeth Hunter Flynn, cum laude. Sierra Jane Jirac, cum laude. Barbara Jameson Gleaton, cum laude. Gregory Nicholas Goshi. Stephen Douglas Hersey. Sung Wook Peck. Amy Madison Roden, top honors, Honors College. Charity Ann Thompson, cum laude. Juan Jose Villar. Jennifer Grace Williams, magna cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in computer science, joining us will be Dr. Christopher Starr, chair of the department. William Cater. Alexander Endert. Matthew P. Merricks. Brian Smith, magna cum laude, Honors College. Eric L. Svensson. For the bachelor's degree in discovery informatics. Kyle Mixon. Luca Pellicoro also meets requirements for computer science. Justin D. Rowland. For the bachelor's degree in geology, joining us will be Dr. Mitchell W. Colgan, chair of the department. Robert Perry DeLorme II. Sarah E. Harriet also meets the requirements for French. Christopher E. Idalag. Stephanie M. Jackson, magna cum laude. Chandra R. Lilly, cum laude, also meets the requirements for the Honors College. Isaac A. Lopez. Keith H. Meany. Gabrielle Munn. For the bachelor's degree in marine biology, joining us will be Dr. Alan Strand, chair of the department. Erica Joy Butler. Paxton A. Candler. Caitlin Chiswick. Carissa Joy Courier. Nicholas Dodrell. Bora Salem Erjan. Jeremy A. Grigsby. Leanne Courtney Hasselden. Elizabeth Hetherington. Stephanie Elizabeth James. Jennifer Elizabeth Lee. Sylvia Maria Lewis. Samantha N. Miller. Jennifer Michelle Norton. Michael H. O'Neill. Catherine S. Rowe. David Strauss, Honors College. Leo Wallace, summa cum laude. For the bachelor's degree in mathematics, joining us will be Dr. Robert J. Mignon, chair of the department. Alex Michael Figueroa. Neil Walker Goodson, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for economics. Ashley Elizabeth Marvatori. Frida Latrice McInnes. Brian P. Michoud. Catherine Helen Patton, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education. Catherine Electa Peetings, summa cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education, Honors College. Jessica Black Schenkel, cum laude, also meets requirements for secondary education. Colin M. Stevenson, cum laude. Tristan Scott Vogler, cum laude, Honors College. Cy M. Wentham. For the bachelor's degree in physics, joining us will be Dr. John Hackala, chair of the department. Rebecca L. Bowers, cum laude, also meets the requirements for mathematics, Honors College. Monica Davis. Evgeny Gurovich. Adam Robert Johnson. Christopher Lindner, magna cum laude, also meets the requirements for astronomy. Christopher is the first student to graduate with a major in astronomy. Natasha N. New. Daryl Reynolds. Thomas Rolfson. Emily Laurie Tavridis. Charles Wesley Taylor. Casey Weir.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees please rise? By the authority vested in me by the state of South Carolina and the Board of Trustees of the College of Charleston, I now confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science as earned, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, and be seated. Next, the Artium Baccalaureatus degrees will be awarded, the AB degree. The AB degree in Classics requires significant coursework in both Greek and Latin. Other AB majors require significant coursework in Greek or Latin. The College of Charleston has awarded this degree for more than 2 centuries. That grand tradition continues today. Will the following student please rise? Song Peck, chemistry major. It is the tradition that the audience also stand when this degree is awarded. Please rise. Curato rebus, octoritatum, tribuentibus, hos juvenes, in humana u rebus, literis, placere eruditos, agratum, atium baccalaureatus, admissi. Congratulations, you may be seated. I would now like the faculty of the College of Charleston to stand, please, wherever you're sitting. They are the College of Charleston. They deserve the credit for the quality, the success, and the reputation of this institution. They have earned our thanks. Ladies and gentlemen. Graduates, we are delighted with the value that you have added to the College of Charleston during your time with us. We truly have learned from each other. I wish each of you a long and productive career, and I offer you congratulations on a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the College of Charleston, class of 2005. Oh, 2008. I was a math major, too. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of the College of Charleston, class of 2008.